Hello everyone, I hope you are doing good. Today we will look at the next part of your uh, third chapter. And today, last day we had looked at the oceans, we had seen the oceans of the world. Today we'll start looking at the continents. Now, before I start this video lecture, I want you to do something. I want you to open your books and just go through the part where these continents are described in your book. Have you opened your book? Very good. So if you turn the pages and look at this chapter where the continents have been described in your book, you will see, you might find it very long, tedious and complex. What do you think? Are you looking at your books? Okay. So if you find it, how do you find it? Is it simple, complex? If you think it is long and complicated and complex, don't worry. If you listen to this video lecture, things will be absolutely simplified. I have purposely kept only those things in this video lecture which you will actually need to answer the questions that are asked in your examination. So, shall we begin? Okay, so you see, let us start looking at the chapter, the continents. First of all, let us look at the names of the continents. The 7 continents: Asia, Africa, Europe, Australia, North America, South America and Antarctica. These are the 7 continents of the world. And today what we shall do is that we shall only look at these Asia and Europe. These 2 continents are the continents that we shall actually take a look today, right? So please remember the names of these 7 continents. The names may be asked, and today we are taking a detailed look into Asia and Europe. But before we go there, let us look at the boundaries between the continents. What creates the boundaries? This map that you can see on your screen is a picture that I have taken from your textbook. In this picture, it might not be very clear, but still we will try to get a feel of it. See, these boundaries are very important. It is important that you remember the boundaries between the continents. Look at this map. This is Asia, this is Europe, this is Africa, this is North America, South America, Australia is here, and this way we have got the Antarctica. So it is not shown in the map, of course, here. So the first thing is that between Europe and Asia, the boundary that exists is of the Ural Mountains and the Ural River. So between Europe and Asia, the boundary has been defined by the Ural Mountains and the Ural River. In this map, it is not very visible. If you open the map in your school atlas, if you take out your atlas and look at the physical map of the world, you will be able to look at it from a better perspective. So for now, just remember, between Europe and Asia, the boundary is defined by the Ural Mountains and the Ural River. Between Europe and Africa, you see this blue area here. Of course, it means that there is some sea here. So between Europe and Africa, the boundary has been defined by the Mediterranean Sea. Now so there is the Mediterranean Sea is between Europe and Africa. Between Asia and Africa, there is the Red Sea. Between North America and South America, the boundary has been defined by the Panama Canal. So this is the boundary between the continents. Clear? You can take a note of what you can see on the screen, these things. So let us move ahead. So let us start looking at the continent of Asia in detail. You see, there are 51 countries in all in this continent of Asia. It is the largest continent. These points that I am discussing are very important for your exam point of view. If you remember these points, then it is enough. You don't have to go into worry about the detailed description that has been provided in your book. It will be enough if you remember even these points. So it is the largest continent. Asia is the largest continent. There are 51 countries in all. So in the map over here, you can see this is Asia. It starts, you see, it has the Pacific Ocean here on the far east, and on the west you see there is the Red Sea. Europe is to the northwest. On the south you have got the Indian Ocean. So this from here to here, and from here to the south to here, and this is the continent of Australia, but up to here this is Asia. So it is the largest continent in the world. It has got 51 countries in all. The highest mountain peak in the world, that is Mount Everest, and K2 the second highest. So the highest mountain peak in the world and the second highest mountain peak in the world, both of these mountain peaks are in the continent of Asia. Everest, which is 8,848 meters above sea level, is situated in Nepal. K2 is in India and is part of the Karakoram mountain ranges. So Everest is part of the Himalayan mountain ranges, while K2 is part of the Karakoram mountain ranges. Now, among the mountain range, also Himalayas is the highest. You see, among the mountain peak, Everest is the highest. Among the mountain range, Himalayas is the highest, and the highest mountain range is also situated in Asia. The highest plateau, Pamir Plateau, is also situated in Asia. So you can take a note of these points that you have studied about the continent of Asia. So shall we move ahead? Okay. Now we are looking at the continent of Europe. So once again, here there is a map of Europe. Not this part, but this part of the map. Again, Turkey falls within both the continents. So this is roughly the map of Europe. So you see, the total number of countries in Europe are 44. Do you remember what was the total number of countries in Asia? Try remembering. The total number of countries in Europe is 44. It is divided into Northern Europe and Southern Europe. In Northern Europe, which starts roughly from France, and this is a very plain area of the continent. So basically, if you study Europe, you'll see that there are two regions of Europe. So the northern part and the southern part. The northern part stretches from coastal France to the west of the coastal France to the Ural mountain ranges in the east. In the west, it is France and Ural mountains on the east. So let us look at it on the map from here, France, and to the Ural mountains, which is not shown here on this map, but you can expect it somewhere here. So that is the northern part of the continent actually, and the southern part of the continent of Europe is this region which contains the countries like Spain. This roughly it is from Spain to the Black Sea. So this is the southern part of the continent. The southern part of the continent is very rugged and hilly. Mount Elbrus of Caucasus range is the highest mountain peak that you will find in Europe. So let us look at these points once again. There are total number of 44 countries in Europe. Europe can be divided into North and South Europe. The northern part of Europe is a plain land which extends from France in the east to Ural mountains in the west, and there is a southern part which starts from Spain and proceeds up to the Black Sea. Now the southern part is very hilly, while the northern part is a very plain area. The highest mountain peak that you will come across in Europe is Mount Elbrus of the Caucasus mountain range. But Mount Elbrus is only highest in Europe. Mount Elbrus is nothing like Mount Everest. Mount Elbrus is only 5,000 meters high, while Mount Everest is 8,848 meters above sea level. So these are the quick facts about Europe. So let us now look at what we can do by the knowledge that we have gathered here. With the knowledge that we have gathered here, you can answer question number 8 of your textbook. There are A, B, D, H, and J. These are the questions which you can answer, and it would be good if you answer these questions. Also, read pages 37 to 42. If you have any problems, please leave your doubts in the comment box below. So this was your discussion about the continents. Very simplified discussion. I'm telling this once again. So there could have been more details, but I have purposely kept it very simplified for you so that you don't face any problem while answering the questions which are asked from this chapter, from this part. And that since the book is very detailed, you don't get lost in all the detailed description. I hope that this video lecture was fruitful to you. Thank you very much.